All right, people. So today's topic of the day, right? It's based on two things that pretty much occurred. The first is what we spoke about briefly yesterday, which obviously we'll go over because I'll read part of the article. And this was about a teacher by the name of Andrea Mears, who basically accused colleagues of blackophobia, right? At least this is what the article's saying, right? After they complained that they were too scared to use the word black in her presence. So this is obviously them projecting.
She accused them of being blackophobia.
Yeah.
Is she white?
No, she's black. So basically, they're basically, yeah, exactly. They're scared of using the word black or anything that's
So the black teacher
yeah,
is scared of using the word black.
no, she's accused colleagues of that.
Her white colleagues. Okay.
Yeah, because they're scared of using the word black.
Okay,
Apparently.
so saying they're blackphobic.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Exactly.
All right,
yeah.
I'm with you.
And yeah, so basically that's that situation, but I'll go into more depth for that. And basically she was obviously talking about, if I remember correctly, about a magician who came to the school, obviously for the kids and things of that nature. And he was calling the kids monkeys. And obviously she didn't like that because obviously of the obvious racial connotations. Huh?
Black kids?
Probably a mixture in it.
Okay.
But at least that was the situation. She just didn't like that, right?
Yeah.
And there were other instances over her career in school. And obviously she's the type of person that wanted to make it known, like, yo, let's do better. Don't do this and carry this forward. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you're not aware, at least I'm making you aware of what this actually means to us. Fine. And so this is when, obviously, white people be white people and then start talking about, oh, we're not free. And, we can't even use
free.
and we can't use the word black around you and things of that nature, right? But also, yesterday I was minding my business.
As you do.
And this is it. I think, actually, in conjunction with me minding my business, Christy sent me something. And this was about, what's her name? Is it Madam Joyce?
Don't talk about the UK beast.
Yes, exactly.
Because when I talk sometimes, people act as though I'm
what's
so
funny?
dramatic.
When we
and all like problems.
You know, it reminded me of our conversation.
Yes.
I literally watched it and I was just like,
Well, look at...
I literally did this. I was like,
okay.
and I was like,
Yeah, but you don't want that word so bad. You're gonna take it. Like, you start trying to
No,
create-
it was given to us, and
It
now
wasn't.
no, it was, bro. Are you saying it wasn't?
Because it wasn't. I watched this whole Inception. You don't want to rewrite history.
It
wasn't for you, sir.
It was used for
If
black
one person-
women.
if one person
and now
decided-
white boys are now white men are now white people. Sorry, are now using it as a racist term.
If one person
That.
wanted to be racist with it, and you don't resonate with it so much, you want to hold it and claim it and be like, oh, we're all the UK beasts now. When I first saw, and I'm not going to change, I will die on this hill.
good for
Yeah?
you.
Good
When
for
I
you.
first-
Don't change the facts.
When I
though.
first saw
You've
them,
died for nothing. Don't change the facts.
calling people UK beasts and all that kind of stuff. It was all kind of fat white Johns and thing and like all kinds of things. It was nothing to do with just black girls. So I don't understand why you don't want it so much. It doesn't matter. Obviously, people are using it and trying to weaponize it, but I don't understand why you're acknowledging it and taking it on board. And like, it's like you're trying to reclaim the word. It's like you want it. It wasn't for you. That's not how the word in Inception was. I'm not saying that's not how it's trying to be used now.
No, okay.
But that is not the inception of the word. I don't understand why you keep clinging to it like that. Like, you're
If
supposed to
black
ignore
women,
that shit. Why are you trying to take it and own it as yours? It's not. UK Beast is not supposed to be a racist thing, and it's going to become that now because of the way.
It's not going to become. It is.
No,
it is
it's because
that now.
it's because of the conversations. It's because of the way the conversations are going, and because of the way and like you are placing too much stock. It's because it's like you're trying to take it.
If as a black woman, you interact with mainly black men, you don't interact with white people. For you to know that they're calling you UK beast, or you're not interacting with white women for you to know that they're also being called UK beast. You are being called UK beast by the people that you interact with, black men. Why would you not think that they're calling you a UK beast? I'm not understanding what you're saying.
I'm saying
so
they
you're
called
using the word for other people.
I'm saying they called every UK gal UK
So
beast.
how has it become a racist term then?
Again,
If in the white community, the white people are aware that white girls are also UK beasts and whatever else, and the white boys are using it for the white women as UK, how has it now become? Because there's no way you're going to tell me that it's because black women claim the word. Because they're not on Black Twitter or black side of business to know that black people claim the word. So how did it become a racist term?
I just see it on the shade bar or whatever, or somewhere like that, And if in the comments, people was telling the truth and saying that this is not for just for black women, then I think that will dispel the myths. It's because you go look at the comments and you're saying, oh yes, kids, they're just racist and they just see us as this and they just like you are taking it on board. This is what I'm saying. So that's why it's going to become a thing. You're taking it on board. You're taking it like if you see UK beast, you're talking about me, like.
Is it a case of where people basically jumped in on that journey of the UK beast?
Maybe, yeah.
But you know what? It's what I always say, yeah, when it is that black people, yeah, and this is why I even have an issue with the conversations that we have about, oh, black men aren't this or black women aren't this. We're not the only ones who are privy to these conversations. And this is exactly what's happened to the UK Beast thing. Other communities see how it is that we talk to each other, see how it is that we treat each other, and then what they do is they start treating us that same way. And this is literally, the UK Beast thing is a case, point in case, or case in point.
Yeah, it's like what you were saying when the person was calling the kids monkeys and stuff, yeah? I understand where
it started from the UK Badders show.
The UK Badders is a couple of weeks ago. This is months from last year.
There's a black girl, yeah. I actually remember the first black girl that was actually referred to as a UK Beast. I actually remember she did a TikTok and they don't think she's conventionally pretty and whatnot, and that's the term that was given to her.
I showed you my tweet when I spoke about it. I said, whoever came up with this UK Beast thing, are ratting the girls. It wasn't just about black girls. I'll type it in again and find the tweet. This was a thing.
Is it
and
the guy, the one who was
giving girls, the French girls, sweets and stuff like that, yeah. But it's like when you're saying with the teachers calling kids monkeys and stuff like that, yeah. I understand the negative connotations behind the whole monkey thing and what people try and project onto black people with monkeys and that, yeah. But I also sometimes feel the same way about it when I hear people talk about, someone might say something about monkeys and then a black person will
naturally take offense when it's
take offense and get a jump on it. And I'm saying that, and in my mind, I'm saying, why do you see yourself as monkeys?
No, but you don't. Like, it's not like you see yourself as that.
I understand how people try and use it, but when I hear monkey, I don't refer to myself. I'm saying, why are you not trying to take this stuff on board for? And I just don't understand that.
Do you know what it is? I don't think you're being fair. I think you're applying how you think and how you are into these scenarios. Okay. I don't think it's that people are taking it on board as if, like, if someone says the word monkey around a black person, they feel like a monkey or they feel like they look like a monkey. It's knowing people's intentions behind using those words. So it's like it's a microaggression. Do you get what I mean? So I'm not gonna say, because we didn't really think about it yet. If someone in my office, say I'm the only black girl in my office, right? And someone's like, oh, like she looks like a monkey and whatnot.
That's crazy.
Usually, but say they bring up the word monkey and whatnot, yeah. Whenever you've heard that word, typically what's it called? The intention behind it is to cause, it's a form of racism, right? So if I then say, I feel like you were directing that at me, and they say, why do you see yourself as a monkey? That's gaslighting me to think that you weren't talking about me. So I don't think it's a thing where black people see themselves as monkeys. It's just that, again, in separate situations, different situations people have seen, black people are constantly being compared to monkeys. So when the monkey thing comes up, it's not crazy for you to think that it could possibly be a dig at you because of how it is. If it's that there's never ever been a relation, what's it called? There's never ever been a correlation between monkeys and black people, and you hear monkey and you just jump, that's fair. However, because history shows, when it's even the picture I showed yesterday of Vogue, LeBron on with a white woman, that pose came from flipping King Kong and a white woman. Do you get me? So across history, there's always been a thing with comparing black people. When it is that those boys missed out on the thing, what was in the emojis? When Saka, all them people when they missed the penalty goals, what was in the comments? All bananas. It was just bananas all up in the comment section. We've heard it with football as well, where they just throw a random banana on the field and stuff, on the pitch or whatever you guys called that green grass you play on. What do you get me? So I don't think it's a thing where people want to assume offense or take offense. There are situations I do feel like black people just want to take offense when no one said anything about you. But I think with certain things, history just shows that it is about you.
Yeah, no, I hear that, and I think it's just language and the use of the word, isn't it? So obviously, because of the history of the word and the way it's being used, I think you can tell when someone's trying to insult you. But now I'm saying, but it's like what you're saying, like they're scared to use the word. Now it's like you can't use the word.
But you know what it is?
And it doesn't matter what thing you use it in, because if you use the word, someone's going to instantly take it and say, oh, you said monkey. Why are you, monkeys are a real thing. And I get the history. Why am I just clinging on to this?
But wait, don't you think though that if you know that there's a certain word that's associated with causing harm to a certain group of people, you should be more mindful? Do you remember when the H&M H&M did that photo ad with the kids and they had the black boy in a monkey thing and it was called that cheeky monkey or something like that? Again, yes, I don't think the black boy feels like a monkey, and his parents they didn't put two and two together. But I think that as companies, as places, and this is why even when we talk about the ads, even when we talk about M&S with the whole Palestinian colours, tinsels being in the fire and whatever, you just have to read it's literally just reading the room. So if you're in a school and whatnot, and you know that racism exists in the world. It can't be denied. You just have to read the room. If I know that there's a certain word that people take offense to or has in the past been used to like attack people or to make them feel less than human, it's for me to read the room and not throw that word and use it carelessly. You can't then come back and say it's just a word, monkeys exist,
No,
so
what I'm
get
saying
over
is
it.
something like that teacher that's got the kids, and calling them little monkeys, and we're gonna assume it's a mixed group of kids, and a mixed race of kids, so she's just calling them little monkeys.
Yeah.
But what we're saying is, you shouldn't use that word because there's little black kids in there, and you know that people call black kids monkeys.
Yeah.
Does that make sense to you?
To me, it does. As someone who's coming on school grounds, there's certain languages you should be using. I don't think that when there's kids running about and there's kids of in the black what country is this? All of this in
UK, Manchester.
UK. So I don't think in a situation where racism is still a very, very real thing in our society and whatever else, and you know what the connotation of these words.
But they're
what it
calling the
means,
white kids monkeys too.
That doesn't matter to me. That doesn't matter to me. White is it's gonna hit different in a white kid's ears than it will a black kid's ears. So let's just say there's a black kid in there that actually has been called a monkey as a racist term. I've been called a monkey as a racist term. A white guy just in a white van shout out the N-word, shout out monkey. That is the reality of black people's experiences. So when you come into a place with black kids and white kids, the white kids are not going to feel it because it's not their reality. They might not even know that black people are probably seen as monkeys because their parents haven't told them yet. Do you get me? So it's about just being more aware of other people's experiences and moving that way. Like it's like with people from Pakistani, right? Back in the day, we used to say the word Paki, whatever, and people just said it as like it's a short form of that. If I'm around someone who's of Pakistan descent, and I'm like, well, it's slang, it's a slang word. That's insensitive of me, knowing that people have actually used that to insult you. People have used that as a form of racism towards you. It's literally just about reading the room. He could have called them any other thing. He could have called them he could have said, oh, you guys are so cheeky. Oh my gosh, you guys have got so much energy. It's just about reading the room and understanding that people's experiences are different from yours. I don't know if the clown, was it a clown? What was it they hired? A kids entertainer?
A magician, yeah.
A magician. I don't know if he's white or whatever, but a black person would not have gone in there and called them cheeky monkey because that's their experience. So unfortunately, you have to be aware of other people's experiences. And I feel like as humans, we just have a duty to take that on.
Yeah, no, I can hear all that. I know monkeys have got a history of being mischievous and that. So if you call a little group of kids cheeky monkeys, doesn't really have race connotations behind it, especially if it's a mixed group, innit? You know what I'm trying to say? So then coming and highlighting the fact that there's black kids there, so you shouldn't call them monkeys, is basically like what I'm saying. It's like, why do you not... I understand. I know. I get why, because how people have been using the word. Like, but I'm saying, why do you cling on to that and see yourself as monkeys and take offense to this situation in this circumstances when there's no offense to be taken? I don't understand why you. I keep saying I don't understand. I kind of do understand because, like I said, the way the word's been used.
I get what you're saying, but you know, even with the woman who feels like the person should have used a different language. She's an adult. So she's an adult who's experienced racism. She's an adult who's definitely been called a monkey at some point and whatever. So when she's seeing, I feel like that's her way of trying to even to safeguard all that, to protect the children. Like because we talk about it, like as adults, when you've been through certain experiences, when you listen to stuff or you hear someone say something to a child, you know what that means. Like, do you get me? Yeah, you're able to interpret it differently to what that child would. Yeah. So she's someone who's been called a monkey, blah, blah, and so she can't help but think with her adult mind of when monkey's been said in the past before, I honestly just feel like with that, it's just reading the room. Like, I wouldn't go in the... I said people used to cuss white people and be like, you know, kind of say their animal was pig or something like that, wasn't it? You wouldn't go in there and be like, oh, you cheeky little pigs. You cheeky little piggies. They wouldn't do that. So why are you drawing for a monkey? Yeah, man, I feel like there's certain things that the racism has been so clear that, baby, you can avoid chimp monkey references. You really can.
Especially when you know,
man.
Like the history of it, right?
So what we're saying is remove the word monkey. We should take
if you're going to see a monkey, obviously go and see a monkey.
I just think whenever you say the word monkey and there's black people associated, it's always naturally
triggering,
going
man.
to come across as racist.
So don't
and
say
if
monkey.
You're someone who has been triggered
in conversations with black people ever, regardless of how.
If you're going to a monkey zoo, what are you going to tell me? I'm going to the zoo to see some animal. I'm not going to say which animal they are. They're monkeys. No, obviously you can use it sensibly, but I don't think it's a thing. Like, we're not saying erase the word completely.
Don't refer to
But don't be referring to human beings as monkeys, bro.
Especially when they're black people, because you know that even if you don't mean it, but... Because, like, yeah, you're going to be like, oh, cheeky little monkey. That's not what I mean. But at the end of the day, the word monkey has been associated with racism when it comes to black people. Do you understand what I mean? So just because you don't see yourself as that, imagine a person who has been that word can be triggering for them. Do you get what I mean?
It's the same way people like. Sorry,
Yeah, no, go on.
I was gonna say same way people say about like black women, black men being aggressive. So in a conversation, like I'm in a conversation with white people and whatever, knowing what this word and how it is that black people are typically described, like they use how this word is usually used. In my mind, if you want to describe me with anything, that's a word you should be avoiding. That's what it should be. If I'm not,
but all that stuff gets weaponized. I can't remember what show I was watching, and then the white man told the black girl she's being kind of aggressive, and they're in a house in a group, like it's like a reality show, and they all got crazy and they're saying you can't say that.
But you can't
say that. What?
You can't though.
No, and I hear that, but the whole time I'm watching the show, I'm saying this black thing is moving aggressive.
Yeah, but you know,
like she is. Like what the fuck?
Nah, man, you can't say that, man. You close your mouth. I don't care how aggressive a person's moving. You close your damn mouth.
She's getting involved in the arguments.
She's
getting involved in the arguments. That's got nothing to do with her. She's standing up, she's slapping her, clapping her hands in people's faces. You are moving aggressive. So now when the white man tell you how you're moving, you want to tell me he's being racist.
You've been socialized.
You know what it is?
Why?
Let me explain something.
I watched the show.
No,
You've been got.
Let me say something here. Can I be honest? Can I tell you who I am?
Go on.
Even if I watch that show and she's moving mad, purely based on the fact that she's black,
Okay.
And I know that the white people are gonna run with this shit.
Okay.
Even if she is moving a bit mad, just because I understand how damaging this is going to be to the community, I'm not gonna add to the conversation. And if it means I'm enabling, fuck it, call me an enabler. But you see me, I'm gonna protect my people at all costs. I don't give a shit if she's looking mad on that stage.
I gotta hold you accountable. You can't be getting away with fuckery just because you're black.
I
don't give a shit. I don't give a shit.
I will hold you accountable.
You can't be getting away with fuckery just because you're a black man.
I'm not publicly jumping on the bandwagon.
You know what's so funny?
Good for you.
This was literally me with the Nella Rose situation.
No, but I was the same.
This was me with the Nella Rose situation. And I was like, why are we having conversations about black women and we're doing this?
In public.
And then guess what? She was on Moonpig, they're making funny cards.
And then
she
you
was
don't
on
want to turn
Daily Mail,
around and be
and
like,
I'm feeling bad for her. Shut up.
Sorry.
Shut right up. That's what you can do. I don't understand why black people always have to talk their
Because
mess in front of other people.
You know what?
Other people are watching and they chime in.
And this is the whole thing about giving people this is the problem, yeah? And I say this all the time. You see, our community, we love to cause a big ruckus and allow other people to spectate.
Bro.
And then when they spectate, that's when they can run with that same narrative. Do you understand what I mean? Let's be like, you see how sometimes, you've got white women talking about black men don't like dating black women because of X, Y, and Z. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Why are you
I've had white
talking?
women say that to my face.
Why are you in the conversation? But it's because,
Why are you in it?
But it's because the people them love to speak about these things publicly to allow them to think, okay, well, if your men think this, then maybe it's true and maybe I can get involved in the conversation. PM, my dear,
close it up.
this conversation has gone off. Just sit by the sidelines, innit, and just don't get involved. So my whole thing is, look, I'm never gonna join in and publicly, like, even if I feel like you're moving mad, I'll hold you accountable in private. I'm sorry, but that's just how I am.
Exactly.
Because even if you're in my bedroom, I'm doing exactly the same thing.
Exactly.
That's what I was going to ask you.
I do the same thing.
Yes.
I'm not going to come publicly and drag you. I will take you to the side and be like, sis, bro, you're moving mad. You need to pattern up. I'm not going to do it in public.
That's wild to me.
I think you're 100% right. Like, typically, obviously, if it's our own friends in the situation, we're not going to try and lambast them in front of the person that they're in an altercation with. But at the same time, with our friends, we can go away and say, yo, you was moving mad.
Yeah.
But when we're seeing people on TV and stuff,
Yeah.
how do we do that? Because a lot of us will say, oh, I don't want to do that in public.
Now you can DM them
But
the same way
do we do that though?
No, DM them the same way you send them death threats. The same way you send them
but white
insults and stuff
people
like
send
that.
them death threats. I'm talking about us though.
No, but that's the thing though. If there wanted to be conversations, there's ways to have conversations. First of all, she's got friends. This person you're talking about has got friends. They're not somebody who's in this world by themselves. And this is the issue, is that people always feel like they have to be the ones to tell something about that, to tell somebody something. Close your mouth. No one wants to hear from you. Because at the end of the day, what you're saying this, like I was literally seeing the same tweets over and over again. You're the 1,000th person to say this and you think this holds weight because it's come from your little media account. You think it holds weight. No, it doesn't. Sometimes let the people around them do the job. A lot of people have their own community. They have people around them. Let them be the ones to do the job. If I do something wrong, I'm expecting you guys, I'm expecting my family, my friends to be the ones to tell me stuff. I don't need strangers to come in my DMs and be telling me, oh, you know when you reacted to that guy like that in the jungle, shut your stupid mouth. I don't ask you and I don't care either. I've got friends. Let her friends and let her family hold her accountable. Do you really think that the way you think is just so different from the masses that in all her family and friends, you're going to be the only person, you, this stranger that doesn't know her from Adam, is the one person that's going to do that? Especially, and my biggest point with the Nella Rose situation was that reality TV is edited. Reality TV, even Love Island, reality TV shows with black characters in is edited. When it's white people, they don't even need to do, they don't need editors on that shit. They just need someone to pick stitch and put it together. I could do it. When it's black people, there is a whole narrative. There is literally a whole narrative. I've reported on this where what was it? I think it was Candice Braithwaite, right? And she said she was offered I'm a celebrity, get me out of here. She spoke to somebody else who was black who's been on it, and the person said to her, I'm going to tell you this now, because Candice actually speaks a lot, like, got a beautiful family, Nigerian husband, 2 beautiful kids, like she speaks up and stands for truth kind of thing. And the person said to her, like, listen, whatever you think your brand is, whatever it is that you do, the fact they've asked you already, they'll already have a character painted for you. And the person said, if I could go back in time, it's not something I would ever do. It's not something that any black person should ever do. And Candice was like, it was so sad because she wished that, she doesn't know whether Nella spoke to anybody or not, but she wished that maybe Nella had spoken to somebody else who'd also had that experience on the show. Because for her, as soon as the person told her that person made it clear to her, that is not our space. We want representation in certain places. That's not a place we're going to get representation. And just like clockwork, we see it all the time.
Yeah, but I mean, you're right in that sense, but she's also got to take accountability for her own actions. No one ever
But
told
it's
her
not
to say
for
the things
you.
she
It's not for
Ian
you.
Wright
Doesn't know how to give her
Ian Wright went
accountability.
in there as a black man. He was fine.
No, but it's not for
The
you. Yeah,
nation
but Ian
loved
Wright
him.
is different though.
Because Ian Wright ain't going to fix his mouth and say some of the things that she said.
And how old is Ian Wright? He's
big
going to
man.
be bright.
And
Exactly.
also-
And how old is
and
Nella?
Also, Ian Wright.
How old is Nella?
No, but also, look at Ian Wright's career. He is used to being in the public. You can't compare Nella Rose to Ian Wright. Come on.
You
No,
can't.
it's not
In
about
terms of-
comparison. What I'm trying to say is, obviously,
you said
look,
it-
the show gets edited. You're saying it's not our space, it's this, it's that. There's so much to be aware of, which is facts, which
Yeah.
is true. Yeah. She also said what she said and behaved the way she behaved.
But did Ian Wright go there when he was 21 or 23, however old Nella is?
no.
Exactly. So what Gina says that Ian Wright's had a career
Where
knowing
he-
what the British public is like. This was
Exactly.
Nella's first like insight into the wider British public, you know.
Yeah, but it just speaks to, it showed her in a negative light and we didn't like it. And obviously, as black people, we all take thing to it because we feel like it represents all of us, innit? Yeah, but that is who she is. It doesn't matter what age you put me on, or you put me on them platforms. I'm gonna be who I am.
Yeah.
I have conversations the way I am. I talk to people the way I talk to people.
Yeah.
You get what I'm trying to say? It's got nothing to do.
No,
That's
but you
how
know-
she is,
no, but
and we
it's
saw a side of her that we
But
didn't
see,
see.
no, I wouldn't say that's how she is, because in that place here, you're not in a place where you're having warm baths, you're being fed all the time. People are literally hungry, having to do challenges and whatever. And again, because of who she is, she was voted for every single challenge. That girl did challenge from when she got there until her final moment there. She was intentionally being voted to do all the challenges to the point where she would get voted, and even Ant and Dec wouldn't want to say her name because they're like,
You again.
it's you again. Like, to the point where whenever they said her name, people would just have to leave her for a moment because she would be sad. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Morning, caller.
Morning, guys. That guy. Yeah, I don't want to. We've had this conversation quite a lot of times, but I always see that do you know when we talk about celebrities, like I think you guys were saying earlier that if it's a celebrity, let's say Nella Rose or whatever, you shouldn't criticize them publicly. But I always think that it comes part from being a celebrity. No one says, hey, you shouldn't praise them publicly because they're celebrity, and so you always want everyone wants the good parts of the celebrity aspect, but they don't want the bad parts. Being a bad part of a celebrity is that when they do something wrong, your fans or whoever are going to publicly criticize you. But why can't you do that? You can't have the good without the bad. Like there's recently Ari Lennox was Joe Budden criticized Ari Lennox about being a bit soft because she's complaining about do you know when the fans threw stuff at her at the Rod Wave concert? That was bad. But she did a live stream and she was complaining about how like they weren't feeling her, and she's so upset that the fans weren't feeling her, blah blah blah. And Joe Budden was like, "Yo, this is just how it comes when you're opening artist for another artist. You have to win the crowd over because they're not here for you." And then they had a back and forth, and she was just basically going off on him. And it's like, and then his response was like basically, "Hey, I've championed your music for years, and you've never responded once. The one time I criticize you, this is when you want to respond." And you hear that about a lot of celebrities where when someone's bigging them up, you will never hear nothing from like the public. But it's only when they start criticizing them, it's like, hey, stop criticizing them. But it comes with it. While the way you get praised all the time, you also get criticized. You can't have one without the other. So
Do you know
if
what
you
I
say
think?
don't criticize them when they do something wrong, don't also say don't praise them at all.
Do you know? I think the issue is with that though. First of all, I don't know who. I feel like the fact that we think that we have a right to criticize somebody, that will always be a very funny concept to me, because who are you to say that you have a right to criticize somebody when you yourself are not perfect, and the things that your imperfectness is not on world stage, first of all, yeah? And then we always, and I feel like it's that saying that because someone's a celebrity opens them up to being insulted, being criticized, being trolled, being all of this. Because the typical thing people say is it comes with the job, it comes with the job. It removes their humanness. Because as someone, if you're walking down the high street and someone said, oh my gosh, you look ugly, or someone said, why are you dressed like that? That's not a good color combination. Da, 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 da. You know how that would affect your day. When you're a celebrity, you're not getting one person saying that. You're getting multitudes of people saying that. And then with multitudes of people saying that, you're getting extremes. You're getting people that will just say, oh, that's not a nice outfit, to the point where you're telling people then to go in, the extreme people that will say, go and kill yourself. It's literally is that kind of spectrum. And I feel like case in point is in Joe Budden. When Joe Budden's been criticized by people, how has he reacted? For him to then criticize somebody and then criticize them for not accepting the criticism. But whenever he's criticized about something, he's on his podcast shouting down the entire place, flying spit all over the damn place. So no, I feel like saying that I would never subscribe to that whole thing about because you're in the public eye, you need to then take the good and the bad, blah 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 blah. Human nature likes compliments more than you like the bad. However, it's about how the bad is delivered, and it is the magnitude, the volume at which the bad is being delivered. You can, if one person comes to you and says, you know what, actually Esther, the way you said that is that's fine. When it's multiple people in the comments, in your DMs, in your this, in your that, and whatever, I don't understand that. I don't understand how it is that people, with human beings here, what's made them famous is the job. What's made them famous is the talent. It does not remove their humanness. It doesn't remove how, as a human, you're going to react to stuff.
It is part and parcel of the job.
I
Obviously,
don't. No, but that. No,
you need to
but I don't accept that.
That's not an excuse here to allow people to abuse people or whatever or stuff like that. Yeah, but once that's a transaction that you make, innit? There's private people in life who you don't know. Once you got into that realm of celebrity and you're out there and you have a voice and you put it out there, even what we sit down and we do and we push our opinions out there, we clip things up, people will post them. Some people who ain't got nothing to do with us, never seen us in our life, didn't ask for this, will hear and see our voices and our opinions. It gets pushed on them. Sometimes it's strong opinions, sometimes it's strong voices. That transaction works both ways. We've got this platform, we've got this that to be able to get our voice out. People are allowed to give their opinions back on us as well. People are allowed to critique the work that we do. People are allowed to do all that. That doesn't mean that people should be idiots, but that's human beings. Some people are going to be rude and going to be horrible, but we can't control that. Also, it's like it doesn't balance it out, because we just moan and pick about the people that's being horrible and people that's being nice. Them celebrities and them fans have got people that's being praising them all day. So what, is there not a system that balances it out? You can't say you can't just criticize them. That means we shouldn't be allowed to praise them either. They're being praised all day. You have comments and you look at the comments are 87% of their fans telling them how good they are, how much they love them. We're going to pick on the 13% that's saying bad things. And this is human nature, this is what we do. And I think it is kind of part and parcel of the job. And again, I don't think that excuses people being idiots. And we should be able to police the internet better. I like when they say them social media things, we should have your ID on there and your address and sign up, so there can be retrospective action for your behaviour. Yeah. You know what I'm trying to say? But I don't think it should change the dynamics. Like, that's the rub.
I hear you, but I don't subscribe to that belief. Because I just don't think that, I feel like people remove the humanness from it. As a human being, my thing is, if you can tell me that you walk out of the front door and 30 people come up to you and tell you that they think you're ugly or your outfit is da-da-da-da, or they hear your voice and like, why does your voice sound like that? If you can tell me that you can, on a normal day, go outside and receive 30 criticisms and it doesn't chip at your confidence, it doesn't break you a little bit, it doesn't hurt you a little bit, you don't get sad about it. If you can tell me that, then I will hear you telling me that someone's job being out there means that they're open for criticism. And for me as well, that whole you can take compliments, but you can't take da-da-da-da-da. No human being no one functions like that. But it's easy for you to say that because you're not the one at the receiving end of it. That's my thing. So I hear what you're saying, but I would never ever subscribe to it. And the reason why I would never subscribe to it is, unfortunately, people use that as a reason to be horrible to people. People use that as a reason to troll people. People use that as a reason to say horrible things that they would never be able to say to their face. But also, if the roles were reversed, you wouldn't want to hear it or you wouldn't be able to take it. So because there's people that take it extreme, unfortunately, they've ruined it for everybody. So that's why I can't subscribe to this person's job is public facing, and so it comes with the job. I would never subscribe to that because there's people who have ruined it for everybody else and take it far. They tell you it comes with a job. This is just the price to pay. I don't subscribe to that, and that's just me personally.
Whether you subscribe to it or not, it is what it is. It's like
it's not what it is because it's not what it is in my world.
Because it happens.
It's not what it is in my world. Please don't irritate me this morning. It's not what it is in my world. You can accept what you accept, and I've accepted what I've accepted. You don't have to force me to accept what you've accepted. I think you're fine accepting what you're accepting. Please don't piss me off this morning. Let's be guided.
But it still happens. That's the thing.
That's
like, it still happens.
That's fine.
And
it can happen all it wants to happen, but also, I don't accept it.
And also, I think people also still use identity politics against to as a shield for accountability and criticism. Like if someone, as Mark said, if a black woman on a TV show was being aggressive, some people will be maybe scared to call it out because of the connotations. But at the same time, I think I said this last time we called. I said it goes down to the person in terms of. I said someone like Whitney from Love Island would be sick on I'm a Celebrity because she knows how to navigate different waters. But someone like Nella Rose or who's the other one that was getting attacked recently? The girl that does that podcast.
Joyce.
Joyce. She would probably get the same. She'd probably have the same results as Nella Rose if she went on it.
She did. She was the one who was called a UK Beast.
Yeah, she was on the she was done like a reality thing with
and you know that was a prank as well, you know.
Yeah. She was
it was fake.
Yeah.
Aesthetically, they're both the same skin color, blah blah blah. But the way they behave is different, so they get different results. But no one wants to have that conversation. They want to go, "You're attacking black women," blah, 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 rather than talking about the behaviors of different people, even if they look the same.
All right, Black Rob. That last point, I think we can make a topic of the day about that, But I wanna bring it back round to the initial thingy. Do you feel like UK Beast is almost like a synonym for monkey now?
Basically, it has become a racist term. It wasn't. I don't think it started off like that, but now it is. So, yeah.
So you feel like anyone? Okay, and also, do you feel like black men, black men, I guess, contributed to making it that way? Is it our fault? Because obviously with the monkey thing, it's not our fault. You know what I'm saying? That white people had black people in zoos. You know what I'm saying? Literally, and we're calling us monkeys, things of that nature, right? And obviously Esther, Mars, I believe, was telling us about the inception of the UK Beast being an overall thingy. But at the end of the day, overall or not, if you only hear it from people that look like you, you're gonna think it comes from people that look like you, right? So what's our role? Exactly.
It got commandeered by the public. I think obviously social media has a big thing to play in this. Back in the days, we'd have like every area code or something might have their own slang, and it may not permutate into other areas until like months, years later, because it didn't. The words didn't get used by other people. But now, if someone has, if there's a saying or slang or a terminology that's used by black people in St. Louis somewhere in America, it may get popular online very quickly, and everyone start using it. So the language evolves very quickly. So maybe even there was a specific way it was used, it can get commandeered and used in a different way very quickly. Even like without getting too serious, even like I think the Me Too movement was started by like black women. It's very specific, and it got commented by Hollywood into something else. So where it started and where it ends up can change within a couple of weeks just by the power of social media and whoever commandeers it and takes on, and the people that take it on have like a bigger platform than the originators. So I wouldn't say, I don't know. I find I wouldn't say black people had a part to play in how it got changed, but if they're still using it now, knowing what it means now, then there's a problem. Do you know what I mean? Okay,
cool. And last thing before you go, in that same situation with Andrea Mays, the teacher in Manchester, he was basically saying, look, I have a problem with this visiting magician calling all the kids little monkeys. I have a problem with some of these little things that she feels is like not really good, like, you know what I'm saying, not really edifying terms or whatever, right? Does she have a point, or do you feel like, you know what, in 2024, let's try and forget about that?
I think people have a real big issue with context these days. I kind of pray for. I want to see the verbal reasoning results of people, because like everyone knows context, and I think that context dictates how you should react to something. Okay. If there's like if a white woman that's saying, is she white? If a white woman was like, "Oh, you cheeky monkey," to like a group of kids, we all know the context in which she's saying it in. So, and if you start, and I swear, do you know that there's a saying like if you look for victimization in anything, then you'll find it everywhere. So someone with a mind trained to be a victim will be like, what? What do you say? Monkey? That's a buzzword. What do you mean by that? It's not trying to look for the context of it. And you're looking for victimization. And if you start raising kids in that mindset of, don't listen to the context of the sentence, think of the buzzword, then you're no different to like, do you know that when people that take offense when they read the title of an article, but they don't read the article, and the article was saying something else completely. And it's like, you're going to raise a kid to just look for like buzzwords to be offended by, and that's where you get like some of the issues that we have today with people just taking offense to everything and anything because they just heard one word out of context in a sentence.
So are you of the school of thought where it's like, okay, context is key in every single situation and nothing can within the right context be offensive?
Yeah, context and intent. Because if you know the context in which someone's saying an intent, then you can know how to react to someone.
But the problem is you don't always know the intent though. Okay. You don't.
You can't. Unless you're in their brains.
Yeah.
And I think with saying I feel like we're saying like people look for offense to take and stuff like that. I do get that. I do see that sometimes. But I think with just certain things, they can just always say that. Like, look at that. Remember that video of that woman that was like to the guy, "Oh, you're black."
Yeah.
What she said when he was black. Is he black?
But we know what she meant.
Yes, he is. No, but that's the thing though. But the context of what she was saying was that you're just a black guy.
Yeah,
but wait.
You watched it. The intent of her word was supposed. She was trying to offend him.
You can't speak to intent.
Exactly.
You can't.
She was being aggressive. She was saying, "Look at you, you're black." She was trying to offend him.
You can't speak to intent, and you can't speak to context because context-wise, someone else would say, "Oh, she was just stating the obvious." She was just stating the obvious because
you don't have interactions with people like that. You don't need to state the obvious. Everybody can see he's black, so that wouldn't work.
No, but that's what I'm saying. This is my point.
Yeah, because sorry, go on.
My point. Brent, please put the heating on for this man.
I'm sorry.
He's opposite me. He's going through it. What I'm saying is that anything that actually has passive aggressiveness, microaggression, racism can easily be swept under. It's just you need the context, or when they said it with a smile on their face. So it's okay. Someone calls you an N-word with a smile on their face. What are you gonna say? They didn't really mean to be racist. But you know what the word means, and that's the point. There's certain things the history behind certain words. It is not hard for you to cut it out of your vocabulary. It's not hard because again, it's about understanding other people's experiences. Yes, in the room there was white and black kids, but in that room, maybe black kids have already been called monkeys, or at some point will be called monkeys.
So you drop your kids off, and she says more than cheeky monkeys, and it's a mixed kids.
You can't call my kid a cheeky monkey.
You're putting her to the side saying,
"You're not calling my kid a cheeky monkey." I'll tell you that for free right now.
That's the true
One sec. Go on.
Stop. Black Rob.
Yeah.
The main conversation is happening amongst us, right? When it is that you hear, that's fine. You don't have to apologize. I'm just mindful that there's a lot of crosstalk, and I think that it's not delayed when it is that we are talking to you. So if you hear us talking, just kind of wait for a pause, and then you can jump in. Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Continue. You can continue now.
Okay, yeah. So the two examples that you used before I called, you used the example of Pakistani, and just now you used the example of nigger, and then the N-word, and then you try to compare it to monkey. Monkey has lots of different contexts in which it can be used because it's a name of an animal. It's a description word for sometimes a child that can be cheeky, and it's also got connotations to how black people were mischaracterized as you. The N-word and the Pakistani word. What other contexts can they be used in? So I don't understand the comparison you're using as to compare the two.
No, but
I explained the Pakistani one earlier. Should have been paying attention. What was the second thing I apparently said?
They can't be using any other way.
No, but because you said about its intention, I'm making the point that you cannot. Sorry, Brent, that you cannot speak to people's intentions. That's the point I was making with that.
With a word that is only meant for disrespect, you can. But with
using the word monkey on a black person, what other positive? What could it possibly mean?
Not on a black person, on a mixed group of children.
No, forget the mix now.
Okay, go on.
Forget the mix, because when there's black people in the room, I think that you should be mindful of what this word means. We're not going. For me, it doesn't make sense for you to say that the word is not going to mean what it means for black people because there's white people present in the room. If you call me an N-word in the mixed company or in black only company, it still means what it means. So for me, the monkey calling kids monkeys, cheeky monkeys, means the same thing when there's when there's white kids present as if it wasn't black kids present, and that's that you need to read the room. So I'm thinking. So what positive ways is monkey being used? Because the whole point of calling kids monkeys or whatever is because they're being called cheeky. So you're telling me your sentence could not end at cheeky. You guys are so cheeky. You guys and you're talking to kids. All you gotta do is put on a
so you're
voice.
saying cheeky monkeys? You ban it. You're saying you're done with cheeky monkeys.
Stop calling black kids cheeky monkeys
Forget
when they
black
go out
kids.
into
What
the
about-
flipping
what about-
world
what about a
and they
mixed
get
group?
bananas thrown at them.
What about a mixed group? These men are on football pitches as well. The average
mixed group of what?
don't get bananas thrown at them. These men. What I'm saying. What about a mixed group?
But that's the thing. It was a mixed group when that footballers was on when they get bananas thrown at them.
No, but they're directing it at one person. I'm saying, so a teacher, a kid, someone in the play center with these kids is not allowed to say, "Hey, you little cheeky monkeys."
If you're in a group of white people and black people, and someone says, and you know the people that try to say that they use the N-word for everybody, because that's just everybody's the N-word. They're all my niggas because we're all friends, right? And they use that. Are you gonna feel as a black person differently to how the white person's gonna feel it?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're
But monkey and niggas not the same
wait. So in a room then with black kids and with your black kids and white kids and the word monkey's thrown around, are you gonna feel it different to white kid?
No.
Yeah, but you're anti-monkey anyway.
I would though.
I feel like I'm done with this conversation because I don't understand how what I'm saying is not translating.
Sister,
and so I'm done.
context.
I get it. It's okay.
Thank you, because I'm taking the chill pill now.
Black Rob,
Context
last
and
last thingy, yeah. Why is it a false equivalence to you?
False equivalence because the word monkey is an actual word that is is an animal. It could be in the context of the cheeky monkey. It could be describe a child that's said a bit cheeky, and then also it has connotations about how black people were characterized as animals back in the day. So there's I've given 3 different examples of how the word can be used.
Yeah.
The word, the N word, is what it is. Do you know what I mean? There's one context. Maybe you can argue that maybe in a rap context it may mean something different, but it's got one meaning. So equating the words that has the definition is about racism and the words that has that in the context can mean 3 different things, and making a false equivalence, it doesn't make sense. That's why I say context and intent. The context of the N word is pretty clear. So the intent, for the most part, will be. It's hard to veer away from it because the context is one thing.
But the thing is,
The cheeky monkey.
Sorry, go on.
Yeah, cheeky monkey. There's lots of different contexts it can be used. So therefore, the intent can also be divvied up in different ways.
But obviously you and I know that intent can change, right? And I think this is what it's basically saying. In today's day and age, where people can say my N word, my N this, and that apply to all races, right? And their friends and things of that nature. Would you have the same energy if your child is in a classroom in, I don't know, 2036 with other white kids and someone came around and they were using that word? Or even if it was just a rap song that they had at a bloody school function, right? A nice rap song though, right? And they say, oh, my N-word, this, that, and the third. And the context is good, right?
Yeah, but
and it applies across the board.
Because Rob said it bare times. It is a false equivalency. You're talking about the word monkey and then the N word. You're talking about a song. Why would you be cool with the kid walking around? You see the teacher saying to the bunch of kids, "These are little cheeky monkeys." What if they was running around climbing down the climbing frames and doing funny things? Like, it's not the same. Why are you going to hold the same offense?
No, but he was showing you with his example why it is. You can make it the same.
You can,
because it's people. You've said how you call you let your white friend say the N-word or something like that. Something crazy you said at the beginning of this show. I hope you've changed, but anyway, that's...
I ain't changed. I don't care about it. Until you don't care about that word, I'm not going to care about it. So I'm not...
But this is it. Exactly.
No, we care.
Exactly.
You don't care.
No, this is why we
said it 100 times today.
No, but wait.
Yeah, we made a rule not to say it on the show.
No one said it on the show.
No one put no money in the pot.
Who said it on the show?
You said it 10,000 times today.
When have I said it?
You said nigga today.
For what? For what reason? What reason have I said it?
There should be no
Was
reason
it
to
to greet
say
you when you came in through the fucking door? Was that because I said it? Pissing me off this one. I can't believe this room. The point is that there's people who say the N-word here. Like, for them, it's like, hey, bro, like, it's a fun word. But if you're in a room with someone who takes that as fun, yeah, and then you're in a room with someone who takes offense, when the person says the word, you're going to say they're not allowed to take offense because you're too sensitive because actually it's become a fun word.
Yeah.
No.
You know, the thing, I think the difficulty is, like, I understand everyone's point, but I think the difficulty is. No, I do. I think in particular contexts, right, anyone can choose something to suit their narrative. You know what I'm saying? Because if you look at, for example, the N word.
So then we should just stop using the word.
But this is what I'm trying to say. That's why you got to understand people's different angles. Because the N word, again, we both know, or well, we should know anyway, it's come from Negro, right? It's been anglicized, it's been bastardized and things of that nature. At one point in time, it would have come from a word that simply just meant black. Yeah. It's still used as black in bloody Portugal and certain places around the world, right? But if black people have only experienced it in a particular context, that's the only way you're gonna know the word to be. And we know what it means. And if black people only heard the word monkey in a particular context, talking about you, 3/5 of a man, equivalent to a monkey, you only see monkey as an offensive term. So it's hard to just say, oh no, I'm not going to da da da. You know what I'm saying? So we have to also be conscious of that angle as well, man. But yeah, thank you very much, Black Rob.
What he just said.
Cheers, guys.
That's literally what I was trying to say.
Finn and Mem said, bro, the monkeys, don't bring up that song. That's white use as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hey, where the monkeys? Always monkeying around. Do they need to ban that? Do we need to do a petition to ban that song?
What song is that?
Don't look at me.
I don't know what it's called, but they're called the Monkeys. There's a white use called the Monkeys. Hey, where the monkeys? Should we done with that? That's crazy. Don't be saying that in public.
There's some Alaskan white monkeys over there, innit? They might be talking about themselves.
These are sick. Like, I get it, but I think these are sick.
All right, last thing, yeah.
You're so funny. You didn't introduce. You just said one word. You said monkeys, and that was it.
Hello.
Morning.
Good morning.
Finally, Black Rob was on the phone for 2
Oh
damn long.
God, I've been waiting for you. I've been waiting on you at the door. Morning, Christy.
I'm sorry, but most of the people in the chat is pissing me off.
Girl, why do you think I stay out of there?
Pissing me off.
Tell the they're speaking truth. They're speaking truth in the chat. That's why you're getting offended.
Marks. Anyway, first off, the whole UK beast thing, where I don't care where it started. I actually don't care where it started.
But you can agree with me because you know that's not how it started, though, right?
No, wait, hold on. When I first, can I finish?
Yeah, go on.
When I first saw the video, it was some in France, and they were asking all these girls, and they were, I guess, testing their reaction, and then they were comparing it to UK girls, and then they were saying, well, see the UK, and it got now UK girls now became UK beasts. I can't lie to you. I have never heard or seen where white men are calling the white women. I'm just saying. I've never heard the white men called them UK beast. I've never heard it. Now all of a sudden it's taken a life of its own, and now UK beast has been coined. And anytime I've seen it pop up, I'm sorry. The chat can chat shit and say they don't. Oh, it's not that. It's not that. I've seen it directed at dark-skinned black women. Okay. I have. Anytime in any connotation, that's when they've thrown UK beast term out in public, and in the comments, you'll be like, oh, look at these UK beasts. Oh, look at these UK beasts. Look at these. And again, all I've seen is black women, dark-skinned black women, whether it's that Madam Joyce or whatever. And whatever you want to say about Madam Joyce, you can say she's acted aggressively and all that or whatever. And you wanna say she's aggressive. Again, aggression has been used as a stereotype for black people, black women and black men alike. It has. So when the black men are getting stereotyped and saying, "Oh yeah, in the workplace or whatever," you're like, "Oh, we're being aggressive." It's a thing. The same way it's a thing for black women. So let's not be obtuse and know that the term beast is a form of, yes, you're saying they're being aggressive. Like, they can call me aggressive now on the phone because I'm definitely being aggressive, because clearly you lot don't understand. You don't understand. I'm sorry, but to the point where now the white guy who has used that term to for Madam Joyce, and I swear that in that clip, that was for a prank. She was actually acting up.
It was.
On purpose. Yeah. So people didn't get the context then. So all of a sudden, they didn't know the context. They didn't know it was a prank. They didn't know.
But you know what, Christy? He was actually giving the context.
Everyone else was in on it, apart from the white guy. But because he didn't know, and then that behaviour after the fact, he's not calling her a UK beast.
I think it was like
come on,
a
I'm sorry.
secret.
For the fact he's now being racialized, that is my issue. I don't care for the inception, because now it is now being used as a racial response to women, black women. I don't care. And if you're gonna hold anybody accountable, you cannot think you're gonna hold me accountable and call me a UK beast. I will show you madness. I will show you madness. That's not the way you're gonna hold me accountable.
Okay.
You're not gonna hold me accountable in that way, in that manner. I'm sorry. I'm gonna take offense. So for all the people in the comments talking about, oh, why are you taking offense? No, I will take an offense, because that's an offensive term, whether you're calling a white woman or whatever. And again, I don't, all this thing about, well, we was calling the white girls. I don't care. Are there men calling them that? That's my issue. I don't even care.
I ain't seen one white girl being called
all they
UK
want.
beast.
Of course you have, man. Boozy
Look, you tell
Britain.
me I
You
haven't.
see them gal in the town centres
we're
falling
not
over
calling
each
them
other,
UK
all
beast
drunken
marks.
thing, drinking white lightning
we're
and
not
thing.
calling
That's
them
the
UK
booze.
beast.
That's the UK beast gal they're talking about. Them gal you see on the
Mark,
train
don't
and
you-
thing.
But the thing
I've
is,
never heard a white
the
woman
thing
being
is,
called UK beast.
You know that like that conversation is not happening.
No, it's changing now.
No, but
Look
the
how
conversation
passionate
was-
she is about it.
but
Now,
the conversation
so
was
now what's
never
happening is
happening.
anytime I heard a term UK beast, user automatically in my head want me to think of black women. This is what user are doing now, because that's not how my brain works, you know.
Okay, wait. So you're saying
But
that
this is what user are doing now, because you are saying, forget what I'm saying, forget what you're saying, Marks. You know what this is. You know what this is. So now you are trying to retrain me and reprogram me. So anytime I hear the term UK beast, I automatically think of black women. I do not want to do that.
question.
You know what I'm trying to say? I do not want to do that, and I don't want you lot to force me to do that, because in my mind it works properly. When they say UK beast, I've seen it across the board.
Sorry, Christy. One
Do you know
second,
what I mean?
Christy. Sorry.
So it's like you are claiming this and pushing it on me now.
Sorry, one quick question. So, how then did the term then become a thing being for black women now?
Someone used it. It was probably someone, yeah, that was not black, yeah, used it against a black woman, and then everybody went crazy. But a black man's probably used it against a black woman, and no one can't say nothing. They probably don't like it. It's distasteful, innit? Because black people can do things all the time when it comes to race, but let white people do the exact same things, and it's a problem. So what happened was, when black man probably say about a black girl, they don't want to say nothing. Okay, cool, you can't say nothing because black people was in the house. The second you saw a white man say the exact same thing that them black people said about a black girl, you highlighted it.
Okay, so
and that's what happens all the time.
Okay, wait. So I need to correct something that you said. As soon as this word UK beast was being used at black women have been complaining about it. Black women have been talking about the connotation behind the whole beast thing, because again, it's talking about aggression. It's talking about a certain way they look. It's talking it's so, because again, it was dark skinned black women being called it. So this conversation have been from the moment dark skinned black women have been called UK beast. It has brought up conversations about colorism. It has brought up conversations about aggression. It has brought up conversations about the connotations of what it is to call somebody a beast. So it's not a case where now, because a white guy is called a black woman thing, called a black woman this now, that's why it's a problem now. This conversation has been happening even when it's been black on black crime.
Exactly. And that is my issue. The black people have decided to co-opt, have they've been calling themselves that, and now the white person has co-opted it, and now is a thing.
Yep.
And that's my point.
And you know they'll
Because
take it
we
viral.
like to call each other all these things in public, then the white person feels comfortable to come and chat shit. No. Why do we need to feel the need to make it so comfortable for anybody outside of the race to come and say anything? That shouldn't even be a thing. And then in the comments, you get white women. Oh, see, look, this is why the black men don't like. Oh, see, because look at the UK BCR.
I heard that too.
Case in point.
I don't know. If I was using,
and the
if I was
narrative
using,
is
I wouldn't use it. I'm moving like the N word. If I was, my advice to user would be not to claim this. That's what I was.
No, we did. That's
That's just what I was.
But you know, this is what you're missing. That is just getting annoying. No, we didn't claim the word. The word was thrown at us. Nobody is wanting. Do you think there's any black women who are like, oh my gosh, I really want to be a UK beast? That's my goal in life.
Man are telling you,
the word was thrown
look, someone
at
said
us.
they see two white girls rapping Digger D's and they was calling them UK beasts. Man in the chat are telling you, lot, yeah, this is for people that's carry themselves a certain way. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And certain things. Man are telling you, lot, this, and you are screaming off the mountain saying, no, it's not. It's just us. It's just black gal. You're claiming you want this. You want it. We're telling you it is not just for you lot. Yeah, it's not race bound. This is what we're telling you. And you are standing up, arguing with man, getting heated, telling man, no, this is just black gal.
Yeah, because
so
you're
go
cool.
and take it then.
Yeah, because you're cool as a cucumber right now, aren't you?
Go and take it then.
No,
but go and take it then.
But the reason why no one's gonna listen to any of this rhetoric that we don't know what we're saying is because you even thought the reason why we have an issue with it now, you thought we only had an issue with it now because a white man is used on a black girl. Even when it was black on black, people have been having an issue with it. It was brought up during Nella Rose and was brought up way before Nella Rose. The whole UK beast thing has been conversations constantly about what's the connotations of calling someone. Wait a minute, of calling somebody what a beast is. If my only interactions are with black men, why the hell would I know that white men also see me as a UK beast? Why would I know that? Why would I know that?
All right, no, fair enough, man. Fair
So-
enough, man. You don't want it, man. Take it, man.
I don't. It's not about
Man,
taking it.
it's all y'all,
Nah,
man.
leave it.
all
It's
y'all.
fine. Chrissy, just ignore that part. It's gaslighting 101,
No
man.
one's
Just leave
It's all
it.
y'all, Chrissy.
No, please. No one is
That's
saying,
not taking
no
accountability.
one-
You
we're
don't want to
not
throw the
trying
word
to-
accountability
we're not
around.
trying
Don't
to
even know.
Hey,
if
Chrissy,
you
as
know
well.
the
Listen, Chrissy, your blood pressure. Yeah,
I'm-
please.
No, I'm fine. My blood pressure's fine. Trust me, my blood pressure's fine.
We've had
I'm
enough
just
practice.
saying-
You stop pissing us off.
I'm just saying. My initial point, my thing is, I don't want. This conversation came up before, and it was said we don't want this to become a thing. Now,
Yep.
outside of the race, now using it as a way to weaponize, and this is what has been the result. It has now happened, and this is what we wanted to prevent in the first place.
You're one.
Why are black men feeling the need to be comfortable to say it, and then when they say, okay, they're calling their women that, so I will also come and call them that. It then turns it into a racial connotation. It becomes that. Whether or not the men want it to be like that or not, it has now inadvertently become that. That has been the end result, and that is my point. I don't understand what we're not in here. No, we're not trying to claim anything.
Yeah.
What I did not want is what now has happened.
Because you know what it is
Now
as well,
the
yeah?
white guy has felt comfortable saying it. And it's now been weaponized. So now, anytime anyone thinks of that, they're going to see the image of Madam Joyce, who happens to be a dark-skinned black woman. And now they're going to now think, okay, I've seen her, so now I can use it to anybody who's of her likeness. That's what's going to happen. The same with the whole monkey thing. It has had a racial undertone. It has had a racial undertone before. So yes, if we're in a certain group, I might not take offense to it. I even give you an example. My son was about 3 years old. We was at a swimming pool. We was taking him swimming for the first time. Mm-hmm. Getting changed in the changing room. There was a white mum with her son. Her son, probably around the same age as my son. Her son pointed at my son and said, "Oh, why is this monkey here?" Now, in that moment, was he doing that to be joking?
Okay.
Or
Maybe someone's being cheeky.
do you think he said, like, he's young, obviously, so he may not even know, he obviously don't know the connotation.
Whoa.
Exactly. So imagine your son is in a classroom now with white kids and black kids, and then there's a magician there saying, "Oh, look at these cheeky monkeys." How is your son taking that, considering the experience that he's had outside of this classroom? Well,
My point is, that child didn't know anything. That child probably is not thinking this racial term. However, let's best believe that
They've
adults
heard it.
around him have 100% used that word as a racial term where he felt comfortable to say to my son and point and say, oh, why is the monkey here?
exactly.
And now, because first off, we're in public. Secondly, I didn't know what my son to internalize that. As people are saying in the comments, we shouldn't allow our children to internalize it, blah, blah, blah. No, I didn't want him to internalize it. But best believe, my son went to his dad. I said he needs to get out of the way. I said to because the woman heard her son. The woman heard her son, and she knew the way. If you saw her guilty look on her face, she knew she had fucked up. And when I tell you, I said, "Is this what you're teaching your child?" I said, "Is this what you're teaching?" I said, never in your life that you should be. Don't ever. Clearly, you've been using this around. I said, no black person is a monkey anywhere. So therefore, your child should not be comfortable to say such a thing. She didn't know what to say. All she had was a guilty look on her face, because she knows she's been using it in a racial manner. And this is what happens. It gets passed out to children, and then this is what happens.
Do you know what it is as well? I feel like sometimes as well, yeah, why sometimes conversations can be so irritating and annoying to have with people that are just intentionally trying to be ignorant, is that people have to think about the connotation of words. So even if we are going to say that the word was being used for all and sundry, it was all black women, Asian women, everybody, all women, yeah. As black people that know what country we live in, as black people that know what words have been associated with our character, with our personality, with all that kind of stuff, what is a beast? Is a beast a calming, is it a beast of animals? Is it a calming figure? Does it not speak to aggression? Does it not speak to ugliness?
Wow.
And black people, wait,
Strength,
excuse me,
stuff.
please.
Strength speaks to strength.
Excuse me.
No, it
You're
doesn't.
doing a lot. But does it not? It has so many negative connotations that even if it was
It
being
has
used
a
for
negative
everybody,
connotation.
as a black man, yeah, like why would you have wanted to use that on black women when you constantly hear about colorism, when you constantly hear about how when you as a black man as well know about colorism, you know about the aggression that's placed on us, you know all these labels that's been placed on us. Why would that be a slang word that you want to take up? Because again, you lot don't think. You don't think long term. And this is the same reason why you were using the word as if it was something funny and all shits and giggles. And then now it's now because of racist terminology and now you're acting shocked. This is what happens.
They're
You lot
basically
don't
calling people
have,
filthy
you lot don't
animals,
have
you know.
foresight. You
They're
don't.
saying they're
You
filthy
can't think long
animals.
term.
They're saying they're filthy animals. I mean, you could pick what animal you want. They don't have to be monkeys. You know what I'm trying to say? But they're saying they're filthy animals. Sometimes
know
it could
what in
be
what- I don't know what in what
weight
world, yeah.
connotations. I don't know, hippos or something.
I don't know in what world where it would ever be okay anyway to call someone a beast.
It's
Whether,
offensive.
wait a minute. Whether or not they're white, black, wherever they are, it's not a good thing to call someone a beast.
That's true.
How much more, yeah, to then call someone a black person when you live in a country with racism? You know, in our communities there's colorism. You know how the world sees us as aggressive, unhinged people, and you thought that the slang that you should pick up is the word beast.
Yeah, but you
and
wanna
then
take-
now you're acting shocked.
But that's because you're pushing
whatever
on it.
else.
I've described myself as a beast.
No, but
I'm a beast.
You're being intentionally ignorant.
I'm not. I'm a beast on the
You
mind.
100%
I'm
are.
with it.
Because
Like,
I'm telling you,
what are you
I'm
talking about?
asking you what traits are associated with beasts,
Mark,
and you're
stop
telling
it.
me strength. Okay, lion.
Strength.
Okay.
Gorilla.
You're being intentionally
you're being obtuse on purpose.
ignorant.
You
are.
are.
You're
He's
100%
being
are.
obtuse, and I'm not
This is
ignoring.
You shouldn't have come into
He's
it.
being
You are.
obtuse.
It's his last day.
Maybe you should
I'm
have.
not even gonna lie.
Yeah.
As this has been going on, I've been thinking like, this is my shit. Like, this is what I enjoy. You know what I'm saying?
Dickhead.
Like, I love this. This
Yeah, but that's the thing.
is
Though.
this for
But
me.
it's funny for you. But people have been called beasts all the time for being dark skinned, for being however, for being someone who just speaks their mind or whatever it is. It's not funny for them. It's a real life. It's real life triggering for people.
I just think, yeah, keep pointing out, highlighting this thing, yeah, and then claiming that association, taking it, yeah, is giving, like, is validating it to some, and it wasn't that in it, and it needs the validation. It's like they're throwing against the wall and seeing what sticks in it. So
Well,
because it
but
was,
you know what
so
point
one
you
second,
missed,
so
though?
make a point quickly. So because I believe that wasn't the initial inception of it, yeah. White people are trying to get involved, weaponize the word, talk about black women like that, yeah? All right, cool. I think if we just didn't validate that and ignored that, it wouldn't stick. My point is when you keep giving it that energy and keep feeding into it, you're going to make it stick, and that wasn't how it was used. So don't let them come and change this. And again, why would anybody want to call any gal a beast anyway? White, black, brown,
But
or
you know what you're
indifferent?
missing though? You're missing a very important part.
Go on.
The part you're missing that is that this is not sticking now because a white man said it. When it has been, from the first time UK Beast was used, the connotations have been highlighted to people. This is the issue. This whole UK Beast thing, this is not the first thing to go viral from the UK Beast. Actually, this was a conversation when it actually happened. When the show was actually airing, the whole Madam Joyce thing, that was actually brought up. It just didn't go as viral as it did this time. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So this conversation is not, it hasn't been validated because a white man said it. It hasn't been validated because it's not trending the way it is. This conversation from when UK Beast was first used, the connotations have been highlighted. It just maybe didn't reach your radar, but this conversation has been highlighted because a lot of the things I'm seeing now are people that I remember when UK Beast was first used were pointing out all the things I've just said today, all the things I've said about aggression, all the things I've said about colorism, all the things I've said about race, every single thing I've said about what UK Beast or calling someone a beast would mean anyway. All these things were highlighted when the word was introduced into people's urban dictionary. It was brought up, but people don't. But I guess people were not aware of it, and so now it's like, oh, because someone said it now, use love, claim the word. No one claimed the word. No one claimed the word. And again, a lot of people cannot ignore stuff. So expecting people to ignore something that triggers how it is they've been treated over a course of time, it's a silly thing. It's a silly thought. Is Chris still there?
Anyway, yeah, anyway, anybody should come and refer to me as UK Beast. I will show them a UK beast. That's all I know.
Okay, and
Yeah,
that's
that Indian woman that was stealing the things, she punched the security man. They was calling her UK beast.
I don't know what point you're trying to make.
Yeah, no,
Because
the
you're
point I'm
missing
making,
all the other
honestly,
points.
I'm making the same point I've been making the whole
Yeah,
time.
exactly. You're missing all the other points.
Anyway,
That's
So your
why-
point is not standing as strong as you think because you're missing all the other points that actually contribute to this conversation.
Fair enough.
I don't know why anyone would
I
want to
just
call
think-
someone a beast anyway in the first place.
Yeah, there's that. I think we should start with that.
And also, but my thing is as well though, there's that. But then that's as a human, why you want to call someone a beast. But as a black person, why on earth would you call that when you know the character, the what's it called, the characters associated with a beast? I don't understand how this is a hard conversation. Gosh. Anyway, thank you, Christy. We're gonna have to swap around. I think you see here, and then move that way.
Thanks.
Because anyway,
Good morning, caller.
I was gonna say, yeah, thank you. Morning.
Morning.
Who are you speaking to, please?
You speak to Stella.
Who? Sorry.
Stella.
Oh, morning, Stella. How are you, babes?
I'm good, thanks. I wanted to contribute to the conversation that we're having.
Of course, hon.
So, I had I'm a counselor, so I had a moment where I was in a classroom, and they were talking about Black history and slavery, and they showed up a picture of Black people being enslaved and were naked and everything.
Yeah.
And it was black and white, drawing. And the first thing a young boy said was, "Oh my God, look at that naked monkey."
Gosh.
Why would you say that?
You're sort of fighting for the right for white people to call you monkeys in the classroom. I'm angry. It's actually pissing me off.
It's not the same thing.
It's actually pissing me off.
It's not the same
Don't call
thing.
me a name.
It's not the same thing.
No.
This has been a thing. Monkey business is a thing.
No.
Monkeys are mischievous.
Anyway, whatever. Sorry,
No, but that's
sorry,
not nothing to do with black people.
Stella.
That's what monkeys' behaviour. You can watch them. They'll run and steal food and.
That's great.
Okay, sorry, Stella.
Sorry, Stella.
Sorry, Stella.
Sorry, babes.
Okay, thank you. And people in the chat, right, are saying, "Oh, it depends on the context." There's no context when the white people are calling us monkeys. They will tell you that's not my intention. That's just what we've always been said. But believe me, why would a young kid brave enough to say, "Look at that naked monkey"? What do you think is happening behind closed doors in his home? What do you think the parents are saying to? Let's be real. We need to be more aware of what's going on. Being called a UK beast, it doesn't sit right with me. I don't know where that even came from. And why is a white man calling a black girl with African features, not European features, she's got African features, and she was joking in that video, but he was brave enough to call her UK beast, and we're saying, what's the context? There's no context to be had.
Exactly.
They will tell you, "Oh, I'm joking, it's just a joke, it's just banter," but it's not banter. If more people keep saying it to different black girls, it's not banter. I'm sorry. It's wrong.
And I feel like that's just what it actually is. Just read the room. This word to a certain group of people has triggered this, or they've been called this across history, and it's been masked to be used as a form of racism, as a form of microaggression, as a form of whatever it is. As such, keep it out of your vocabulary because it means different things to different people. It's not about the context. It's not about kids being cheeky. You can really end your sentence at the word cheeky. You don't have to add monkey to it in a classroom where there's black kids as well. I don't care if there's white kids. I don't in there. White kids are not typically referred to as monkeys, but black people are. So you have to just be more mindful. It's just that simple. Anyway.
And also, obviously, we know that you can't call, they can't call us nigger. So they're now being creative of how they can call us and what they can call us.
Thank you very much. I'm glad you brought that up.
It's socially more acceptable, And I just think that it's just wrong. We're in 2024, there should be no room for racism. And I think it goes both ways. I think we as black people need to hold ourselves accountable. We call it obviously we're joking, but calling our black brothers Yoruba demons, and they're not sticking up for us and adding on to the conversation of UK beast, is giving them the lights. If they can call themselves that, then why can't we? If they can call themselves nigger, why can't we call ourselves nigger? No one calls me a bitch. I would say one time to me, and I'll tell you, I don't accept you calling me a bitch.
See?
Because I'm very mindful of how what accept in my life, and I'm also mindful of how it's projected to others. Because if I'm accepting certain terminology, then I'm giving people their sentence to call me those things, and that is wrong. We've got new generation coming up, and I don't want my kids to be in a classroom hearing a little kid saying, "Oh my God, that's a naked monkey." Like, what are we doing here? So that's all I wanted to say anyway.
Thank you so much, Stella.
Appreciate
Thank you.
it.
Said. Thank you, darling. All right, man. Well, my blood pressure's up, so let's get into the next segment. Let's get to the next headlines.